been waiting all day for this. Baron, my handsome man. Hi, human. Hey, babe. You ready? All right, let's roll it.
Hi, everybody. I just want to say thank you for coming back and welcome to another chat today with someone who started out, I believe, as a little bit more of a coach of mine and a maybe intimidating human being, but over the course of, a year of spending some time with him, I now would like to say I consider him a friend. So I'm going to introduce you to my friend Jack, who is joining us, but who I met through the Kingston Youth Boxing Club. So how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. It's the sun is shining. We finally have this hot weather that we want, so there's absolutely no complaints in my world. So first off, I'm just going to jump right in with you and ask you to tell me and tell us a little bit about yourself and how you landed in the boxing community.
Actually, I've been asked that question so many times. I guess when I first started, it was 30 years ago. So it'll be 30 years this Labor Day weekend I've been with the Kingston Boxing Club. And I was 19, 20 years old, and I was going through the same thing that every 19, 20-year-old was going through. Not knowing what I wanted to do, partying it up, working. I was fortunate enough to be working, but all my money was going to the parties and whatnot. I was living by myself and really had nothing to show for it. And finally, I just said one day, so you know what, it's time to change things up a bit. So I was sitting at my kitchen table, and I was going through the phone book at the time because I was bored. I had nothing to do at the time, so I was going through the phone book in the yellow pages, and there it was. Boxing instructions is how it was worded in the phone book, in the yellow pages. So I picked up the phone and called the club, and I can't remember if it was Colin or Kenny that answered, but I asked some routine questions and they gave me some answers. And I went in there one night just to check it out. The first night was free. I sat down and watched it and thought, you know what, this is kind of challenging. And I thought, maybe we'll give it a try. So the next night I went back and signed up, and well, the rest has been history ever since. It's been 30 years, and the first 2 or 3 years I was kind of off and on. I had 2 kids at the time, and I couldn't go full time, but I went as often as I could. And as my kids got older, I started putting more and more time into it. Started the coaching process probably 15 years ago, I guess now. I guess around 15 years ago. And started actually really competing 10 years ago when I turned 40, and had a bunch of fights. And I've been very fortunate with some wins, won some championships, and now I'm just kind of retired from that part of it, and now I'm just focusing on training with the kids and whatnot.
That's an absolutely fantastic story, and what's funny is that I would have started at 37, but I would love to get in the ring and do a fight, which is something that really scares me, and it gives me hope to know that you started competing when you were around 40. What was the best piece when you first started boxing that really caught you? What was it about the community that really caught you with the sport itself?
It really wasn't the boxing part of it. It was the actual workout. When I first started that club, it was the workout. And I can't remember who was doing it at that time. I don't think it was Tony Fennell at that time just yet. But it was the physical challenge of the workout. You've been there. You see what we do. And it's a 1-hour process. And the push-ups, the sit-ups, the jumping jacks, the heavy bag, the speed bags, the skipping, all of it. There's no other sport you can compare it to as far as a physical workout's involved in. There's just no other sport.
Yeah, it's funny. I've been personal training for almost 10 years. I've been an athlete my entire life. Yoga, mobility, all of that stuff came into my world probably about 6, 7 years ago. boxing kicked my ass. Like the first time I ever did it was actually up in Oakville with a friend of mine, and I came back immediately and found the boxing club and went in. It was just something nothing feels like that. And it was the only thing that I consistently stuck to for a year until we were sort of forced to close, or everything was forced to shut down. But it's also the community. The community at that gym is like no other community I've ever met anywhere else in any other athletic world or yoga community or gym facility. It's a combination of everybody.
Absolutely. I mean, the first thing when you go in there, there's no, how's it worded? There's no judging. You go in there, you do the workout to the best of your ability. If they call out 20 push-ups and you can only do 6 or 7, there's nobody judging. You simply do the best that you can do. Mm-hmm. And each night as you go there, each and every night you go there, you're going to do more each time. So if you can only do 6 or 7 push-ups on a Monday night, by Thursday night, you know what? You might be up to 8 or 9 or 10 push-ups. It's the progression. It's the physical development of the sport as you progress with the continuation of the workouts. I mean, like I said, and it's not only that, the community, when you say the community, it's the whole atmosphere in general with all the members. It's mutual respect. And that's the biggest thing in boxing is respect. Everyone respects everyone there. Whatever you can and can't do, nobody judges, nobody ridicules, nobody makes fun. Everybody tries to do their best, and that's all we ever ask. Let's just do the best you can.
You really do. As someone who comes in, you feel so supported in a room full of strangers doing something that's already super intimidating. You feel incredibly supported, and that was something that I felt from the moment I got there. I also want to point out that one of my proudest moments at the boxing gym was getting to answer the phone. And I know that sounds silly, but when the phone rings and everyone's busy, you just jump in and do it. And that was like my proudest moment, to answer the phone. Yeah. You feel like you're contributing. Since everything has closed down with COVID, and with phase 3 being pushed back, now that we've had a bit of an outbreak, not only in our region, but everywhere else, what are you doing right now for the same escape that you would find with boxing? Because it's been a few months now, and I know that I'm not the only one who's missing it, and it's relatively new in my life, and I'm still in contact with quite a few members from the club. But what are you doing, and how are you replacing that?
Well, it's funny because I also have a membership too at Planet Fitness that I haven't been able to go to as well. But as odd as this may sound, when COVID hit Kingston and they put a lockdown on us with UPS, my hours have stretched so far from Monday to Friday. I start at 4:30 in the morning and I work till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But what I do in that period of time is I unload the trailers at UPS every morning from 4:30 till 9 a.m. So that consists of anywhere from 3,000 to 4,000 pieces, boxes with, weights 2 pounds or 150 pounds, whatever. So you just, on a continuous motion, you're unloading these trailers to try and get all the trailers emptied by 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. So that is an incredible workout. It's just fast-paced environment, constantly unloading the trailers. And then when that's all said and done, I ride with the drivers now, and I'm delivering 140 or 150 pieces to a certain section of Kingston, and I run out and kind of do a little trot to the houses and put them on the doorsteps and kind of trot back. So that's basically all the exercise I've been getting. And you know what? I've dropped 10 pounds since the COVID started.
Right.
So that's been basically it. I mean, I thought if I wasn't doing that, I would stay at home and just do some little hand weight exercises, some push-ups, some sit-ups, just some routine exercises. But by 3 o'clock or 3:30 in the afternoon, I'm so tired, I just want to go home.
Go home and take a rest before you wake up at 4:30 the next day.
Yeah.
So I'm a studio owner, and what we've actually done is we've transitioned away from the physical space. So throughout the period of COVID, we've actually let go of the physical space of the studio. We had been closed for so long, and with the new restrictions and everything moving forward, the old business model is no longer feasible in my mind when it comes to what we were doing at the studio. Everything is kind of tripped to this sort of virtual one-on-ones and different trainings and stuff. What do you think is going to happen to places like Planet Fitness or like the boxing gym right now, with the way that COVID is and how long these businesses have been closed at this point?
Well, unfortunately, from what I'm hearing online through social media, there have been some boxing clubs that aren't going to be able to reopen. That's what I've heard. I'm hoping that's not true, but that's just what I'm hearing. As far as the Kingston Youth Boxing Club goes, I can't really get into much about that, but Colin does have a game plan set. Mm-hmm. As soon as stage 3 goes into effect in Kingston, right now it's 10 or less for a social gathering. Mm-hmm. So, and with the restrictions Boxing Ontario has implemented, there's no focus pad work. So you've got to be within 6 feet apart of each other. And you know just as well as I do, that doesn't work in a boxing club. So Colin's putting all that really on hold until phase 3 kicks in. And then what we're planning on doing, or what Colin's planning on doing, is we're going to have the club completely sanitized, possibly have the rug removed. That's one of the restrictions as well. The skipping ropes have to be sanitized as well, all the gloves, everything. Colin has a couple of ideas as far as that goes, as far as the equipment. So hopefully it won't be too much longer. I mean, I spoke to a coach recently in Eastern Ontario, and he's hoping they'd be opened up by mid to late August, which is what I think we're hoping to do as well in Kingston. So as far as the high-end fitness clubs, Planet Fitness and Good Life and whatnot, that's a very good question. I think what they may have to enforce at the beginning is a head count, just like they're doing in all the stores right now. So if they've got, 20 or 30 treadmills lined up in a row, it's going to be like every other treadmill, and it's going to have to be so well supervised. I mean, you get body sweat going on out there, and all the sanitization has to be into effect. I mean, I don't know how they're going to do it, to be honest with you. I really don't.
As someone who frequents the gym, but someone who also just lived through this sort of outbreak that we had just within the city of Kingston in the last couple of weeks, is running back to a facility like Planet Fitness something that you're looking to do, or are you a little bit hesitant about that?
No, I think I'm good. I mean, once phase 3 kicks in, and once the regulations are set in place as to what is going to be enforced, I'll be totally fine with that. Yeah, I'm ready to go. I miss going on the treadmills.
Fair. I miss hitting shit.
Yeah, we all do.
It was like a good outlet, right? And it was taken
absolutely
from us. So, is there anything else that you find that you're putting into place as someone who's a very active individual for your mental health at this time that you could offer to maybe someone in a similar situation who's struggling a little bit more, or maybe doesn't have support or work or that kind of thing to turn to?
Sorry, what? So can you start over again?
Are you doing anything else at all for your mental health right now that you could offer, or for someone who's maybe struggling right now because they don't have fitness or they don't have those outlets? Is there any sort of advice that you would offer to them?
I think I would just kind of create my own little self-workout. If you don't have the friends and the family that you need right now, just physical fitness is the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Gives you self-esteem, gives you confidence, it gives you energy, it gives you motivation, if you will. So I would just, I would write down a little system as far as a workout each day. I'd go for a run 2 or 3 days a week, just a couple of miles, nothing huge, you know what I mean? But just stay active. Don't just sit around and do nothing, but just get out, go for a walk, do a couple of runs a week, you know what I mean? Just do little hand weight workouts and stuff like that, and just keep positive, because you know what? This is almost over. I mean, we're almost there. We're going to get there in the next 1 or 2 months, but and not only that too, if I can kind of go a little off subject here for a minute too.
Yeah.
Don't be influenced by negativity. That's the big one for me. Peer pressure. Like, don't be influenced by negative peer pressure. Be you. You decide what you want to do with your life. Don't let other people influence you in a negative way. Don't make them do what you don't want to do. You know what I mean? Like, just, if that's the case, they're not your friends in the first place. Physical fitness is the best answer for stress, anxiety, depression, all of it. So
I
that's the
agree.
best I would.
I think, you know, surround yourself with people that only benefit your life for sure in every capacity. And I'm very much like you. At the end of the day, I've only had a bad day if I haven't moved my body in some way, whether through work or on my own. So I appreciate that so much. Thank you for taking time to stop by and chat with us. And I really hope that it's not too far off before we can, you know, you can run pads again and we can hit some stuff and move around in that small little space.
Absolutely. You know what? I think really by the end of the summer, I think we're going to see a huge change in things, and I think we're going to see phase 3 kick into effect. And you know what? I'm crossing my fingers that by the end of the summer we should be up and going again, and things will be back to normal. So
Back to our new normal.
Our new normal, exactly.
Yeah, I look forward to it, Jack. Thank you so much, and I hope that if I don't cross paths with you for the rest of the summer, enjoy this heat, enjoy just everything that you have happening in your world, because amongst the crazy, we are still really blessed, and I'm really grateful for everything that we have, and I know that you are as well, so enjoy that.
Well, thank you for asking me to be here today. This is fantastic.
Oh, my pleasure. We'll talk soon.
Okay, we'll see you later.
Okay, bye.
Okay.